Turns out it's Friday, and apparently on Fridays it's mandatory to have a beer, so
Way ahead of you.
don't mind if I do. So, Dota 2 the International 2019 Playoffs main stage day 4 has been finished, and we've seen quite an amount of amazing Dota once again.
It's been a very interesting day, yeah. Today we had one game less than we had the past few days, I believe. But we did have some good games, though.
No, unless you count All-Star game as a game, but
Well, sure.
it was a bit of a lackluster.
That's okay. But we started out with Liquid RNG today. Pretty exciting game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, RNG in front of the home crowd, Liquid seems like they're pulling back.
Yeah.
I was actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think Liquid, they started out quite bad, honestly, but they've been on the rise ever since. And they proved it once again. In game 1, it was very interesting because they picked Night Stalker.
First one in the tournament?
Yeah, first in the tournament. I don't even think it was banned any time before that. And they got to pick IO Gyro, which is something we haven't really seen. We've seen the IO, but, you know, IO Gyro together, infamous combo, and it turned out to work out pretty well for them. So,
Yeah.
that's cool. And in game 2, we saw basically a comeback of Arc Warden. We haven't seen much Arc Warden. We saw it in the beginning of the tournament, but then it dropped off for a bit.
I'd like to put it this way, we saw the comeback of Miracle.
Yeah.
I've been
I would
singing for him, praising for him, you know. Where is he? Where is the Miracle?
It finally happened. And I
And-
think we have a clip of it too. So
Check
let's
it
go.
out.
Fight off Lanham.
Lanham will get broken. Mike control. He sees if he wants him.
There's back up for Lanham. Can they help him out? Arthur's going to drive the Ice Blast straight down on Lanham. Will kill him off. The pass over from the Ice Blast does clip on a flyby. So 3 dead straight away. Monet, he's still going to try and fight this. He's moving in with the BKB Setsu as well. They're looking to come in. There's the ult. Slam down onto Miracle. They'll get the kill. But it's going to cost him his life. Mind control back in with the counterplay. Burrow Strike will catch out Setsu. And we are jumping in. Arthur brought back for this. Triple kill for Weeha.
If I could, I'd get up and dance, but I'm wired, so I can't. But oh my God, he is good.
Yeah, I think the Arc Warden in general is an amazing hero. It's fun to watch. It's always exciting games. They tend to be longer than usual. And this time around, we had a Tiny with double Daedaluses. And let's put it like this. It made for a pretty exciting game. But Liquid managed to pull through. And it's sad for RNG. I think they still played a good tournament. It's good to get this far from them. And Liquid looks scary, honestly.
All things aside, I think RNG proved everybody that they belonged in TI. They had a pretty solid run, you know, fantastic way to perform in front of the home crowd. But it seems like Liquid is getting back on track, and like you said, they are scary.
Definitely. In the second series, we had a game where the winner would actually play against Liquid, so that was kind of exciting just for that reason alone. But Secret Infamous, on paper, it would be... If we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, we would say easy Secret, right?
Any given day.
Yeah. And now...
I mean, what we talked about yesterday, and I praised Infamous a lot because I think they've had a really, really, really good run in this tournament. You know,
Yeah.
they brought South American Dota back on the table, which
Definitely.
is fantastic to see.
Also, this is pretty interesting because in game 1, we talked about Night Stalker, who hadn't been picked before. And in the first game of Secret and Infamous, we were talking about it beforehand, and I was like, okay, so only Ricky is left who's unpicked or unbanned,
Yeah.
both combined. And we got to see it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. We completed all the 117 heroes are either picked or banned. That's pretty fucking crazy in itself. But yeah, it made for an interesting game, and I think we have a clip from that.
We actually have a couple clips from that.
Oh yeah, we have one from, well, spoiler, both games.
Let's show them.
Finish off Puppet's Global Sounds going down right. The Enchant Totem swing. But mid one, not able to finish off that Phantom Lancer. Hector's keeping it away, but now the Chronosphere goes out. They're looking to be able to bring down this Phantom Lancer. He does have the Aegis though. Stinger's going to die inside the Chrono as well. They use the arrow though. Do they have the chain stun? He's going to be able to jump away instantly with a double kick. Inside the tricks of the train. Mid one trying to bail him out with the Echo Slam. He doesn't. He managed to finish off one. Chris Luck almost set with the BKB. He can't get out. He set his well. Infamous drop 3. Storm, it doesn't matter, just stop sign for being able to blink away, and he does it. Hector gets on top of Anisha. Look at him, he's just sitting on the high ground. He's going to fight Schofield right now. Does manage to get the arrow onto him, but immediately a smoke screen. Now it's Skewer back. No, Whisper gets stuck up on Midnight. Arpino able to get that. The Echo saving the volley as well. They rain damage from above to be able to finish off most of Infamous. Mass buybacks coming out. They're trying to save Hector. Half health, doppelganger away. Mid one jumps into him now. The RP, it doesn't hit mid one, and that's so bad. He managed to get off the Fisher, and that's done onto Hector. The arrow heads out as well. He nailed the volley. Side with another fresh volley. Finished off.
Pretty nice high ground defend from Secret, and obviously, like we could see there, Infamous had Phantom Lancer as well, who's not a very picked hero either. So they went for something very, very special, but it didn't turn out to. Well, it didn't turn out to be a win.
We can put it this way: Phantom Cancer got smoked.
You could put it that way, sure.
I'm too funny for myself today.
And well, it ended with Secret obviously winning game 2 as well, and they played Faceless Void 2 times. I think that's something to note. It's been one of the carry heroes that has been on the rise ever since the beginning of the tournament. I think right now it's one of the most popular picks for almost every team. Yeah,
definitely. And moving on to series number 3 of the day, which was the last real game of Dota before the All-Star shenanigans, was a pretty cool matchup between the NA Dota EvilGeniuses that lost to OG yesterday, and Team Liquid.
Very interesting matchup beforehand. I think it was a very tough one to predict, and obviously, well, depends on how biased you are, but
very biased.
I think the first game was very cool though, because we got to see one of my favorite heroes to watch anyway, which is Tinker. So
on Miracle's hands, which makes it even better.
And also, I think.
Wait, we have a clip about that.
Oh, we do?
Should we show it?
Go ahead.
Or is he dead? Miracle wants him around the trees, looking for a time lock with the gun. The armor will go down over one. The torrent creates some space, but nowhere near enough. The buyback's there from S4, but now it's Conker. We keep the chase going. This began at the radio base, and it may end at the Dire. S4 jumps into the back lines. He's able to get at least a pick up over on GA. The Miracle still keeps going ham. S4 takes out Fly, can't get the disruption off. So now he'll go down. He'll get it offensively, but that means he's dead to the world. Miracle jumps in. They're looking for the other. Guys, you forgot something.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why Tinker is an amazing hero to watch, especially on the hands of someone like Miracle who can just make miracles out of it. Hey.
Weeha.
That's what I said.
Still an amazing game, and I think it shows a lot that EG, they are very strong in the early game. That's been their go-to in almost every series they won. They are really strong, and they were in this game as well. But against a hero like Tinker, you really need to close the game out, and they didn't manage to. So Liquid made a great comeback, and well, Tinker was too strong. Let's put it like that.
True. And then we get to game 2, and we got another unpicked hero again with Darkseer.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Alchemist was left unbanned, and surprise, Alchemist was on the field.
Yeah, Alchemist is such a strong hero. There's a reason he's banned about 90-95% of the games in the playoffs, and we got to see why.
Yeah.
To put it very straight, Alchemist is super strong. Darkseer obviously was a very surprising pick. It hasn't been picked at all, and he used to be such a staple, like one of the most popular heroes.
Yeah, but we also have a clip about game 2, which we're going to show you.
And that's easy as just wondering, what do I do? I'm beating my head against a wall. While Weeha's beating his blades against my tower. Now Miracle back in again. Another searing chain. GH with a blink pickup. They've got some time. Buyback comes in from Heartseasy. As the avalanche from Samael is just a nibble on the back of mind control and here we go. Concoction again. Back up together. Finish it. Style. This game's over. There's no way EG can defend this. They've got no heroes. There is no more chances. Liquid, they win 2-0 versus EG.
The clip summarizes the series quite well. At the end of the day, EG just couldn't pull it through. You know, they had a good early game. They had a pretty good draft, but at the end of the day, their execution on their strategies and everything, they just got outdated by Liquid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Liquid played a great game. They improved so much during the tournament. They started quite weak, and now, honestly, I think a lot of teams going into the playoffs wouldn't be scared of Liquid even. But right now, everybody should have their eyes on what they're doing, and they are winning in a dominant fashion, honestly. And EG's been looking great before, so what is there to say? I would like to note one thing, though, from EvilGeniuses' side, which is they really like to play Lifestealer, and they did twice in this series. They lost both. I really don't like the Lifestealer, especially in EG's hands. I don't think that's not the right strategy, and it turned out that way now. It might be easy to say, like, after the game ended, but that's just my
No, but honestly, we've been actually talking about it quite a lot off camera, that either of us don't really like Lifestealer at the moment. It's a really boring hero.
It might be boring, but I
mean, it's boring. It works. Like, we've seen multiple times Lifestealer pulling out and winning games, but Arteezy, and they just couldn't get it work. And I don't know, I think they made a mistake by trusting Lifestealer 2 games in a row after getting beat up so badly.
Yeah, I think Lifestealer is such an easy hero to just pick. You know, it's like a comfort hero for everybody, but it just doesn't provide enough. And I don't know how to put it. Really, it's just one of those heroes you don't know what else to do, so you pick it, kind of thing. You know. So,
I know what to say. EvilGeniuses. Out.
But now we move on, and there's not many teams remaining.
Nope.
And the funny part is we have a situation where OG, PSG, LGD, and
Upper
EG,
bracket.
they might repeat exactly what happened last year.
Yeah.
It might be the exact, like, if OG beats PSG, LGD, it's very likely we will have an exact copy of last year, which is unbelievable. It has never happened, not even close to it, so
tomorrow we're looking at which games?
well, PSG, LGD, OG is one of them.
Yeah.
Then we have Secret is going up against
VG
Team
Gaming.
Oh yeah, that's they are, right?
Yeah. It's Secret VG.
Yes, it is. That's actually the first game of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's
the
one
winner
more.
from there
Goes against EG.
Now I'm confused. EG are out.
Yeah, EG are out. That's
so
what I said.
the winner of that series will play the loser of PSG, LGD, OG. Correct?
Might be. Either way, about
If that's wrong, we could clip it, but you know, hopefully we're right. We've probably been here for way
Here's
too long.
the thing. I'm almost out of beer, and you have not pressed the subscribe button, so you do that now. I will finish this, and then we will finish the series. Janne, you say something smart while I do that.
I'll say what I always say. Check out Twitter. We do a lot of stuff there. So, you know, it's always this talk about stuff, but it's fantasy drafts, predictions, our thoughts about the games. Go check it out. We'll have a lot of fun. And we'll do some, I think we should do some really fun predictions for tomorrow. And whoever loses is forced to wear a wig and something else. We'll come up with something fun.
Yeah. So we will get back here tomorrow, and I hope to see you then.
Sounds good.
Goodbye.